about that time to, we didn't get all dressed up for nothing. We're all in our black attire, and we are going to pay respects to a career, I guess you would call it.
We recently, the winner of WWE Tough Enough last year, Andy Leavine, had been released. So, what we'll do is we have music and everything, but I think there's, should we start with the package just so that people can be refreshed on who he is?
Well, I will give some words of kind of to sum up Andy Leavine, and then we're going to get to the packages, and then we'll get our thoughts on Andy Leavine, all right? Andy Leavine was released from his WWE contract.
Hold on. You gotta turn the lights on.
Okay.
You gotta do this right.
Gotta do it right.
We definitely.
And if you guys were in the studio with me right now, you would have this ambiance of candles being lit for the departed Tough Enough
they can
winner.
catch us on live stream if not. So if you're hopefully on GoMileHigh.com, you are watching this on live stream right now. We are lighting candles for the career of Silent Rage, Andy Leavine. Now,
let's take a moment of silence.
Yes, a moment of silence, just a quick moment.
All right, let's carry on.
All right, that was about as long as Andy Levine's career, actually. Last year, Andy Leavine, in a controversial moment, won WWE's Tough Enough. A lot of people went out on Twitter, went out on Facebook, and basically protested your victory on Tough Enough. And you tried to prove all the critics wrong. Unfortunately, you could not do it, Andy. You made a valiant effort. You made a valiant effort down in FCW, but unfortunately, nobody recognized any talent. And maybe it was just blindness from WWE. Maybe you didn't kiss enough butt with Dusty Rhodes and some of the people down there. I don't know. But unfortunately, it just didn't work out. And so we just want to take this moment to remember one of the most overrated wrestlers we've ever seen on television. One Andy Leavine. Eric Angel's very shooken up. Do you have any more words to say?
We were close friends, and I have written up some things. Andy and I lived down the street as children. I remember he lived exactly 10 doors down from me. As kids, we always wanted to come up with a way where we could use walkie-talkies to cut promos at night or whenever we wanted. We used to rush through our homework so we could run out and play WWF Superstars. We tried a few times to study together or be homework buddies. It always ended in disaster. It didn't matter how old we were or how easy the homework was. We always wound up talking about wrestling, getting no work done, and inevitably getting in trouble with our parents. Andy was a great friend. He was the kind of friend that stood by you no matter what. I remember one time in first grade, 2 other guys in our class were picking on me, and I suddenly became the unpopular one. Several of the other guys in our class followed suit and quit talking to me. Not Andy. He stood right by me and would yell at the guys for being so mean. Of course, soon enough, the tide changed, and for whatever reason, I was no longer the one left out. But I never forgot how he stood by me. Andy was the person I wanted to tell any sort of news to first. In 3rd grade, he was the first one I told when I had my first crush. High school, he was the first one I picked up after I got my driver's license. He was my best man at my wedding and the first friend I told when my wife was pregnant. I remember when he met his wife Amy. We were freshmen in college, and he came running into our dorm room talking about this cute girl he met in English class. They were attached at the hip from that day forward. Through the years, Amy has been a great friend of mine, and I loved her children as if they were my own. What will I remember most about Andy? His laugh, his love for his wife and children, his kindness and sincerity, and his general belief that everyone is good and means well.
This is my old house.
What will I miss most about Andy? My friend, the person that I pick up the phone to call first, the person that I laugh and cry with, and the person with whom I both mourn and celebrate. Andy's WWE release was sudden, but his life was not fate. His memory will always be with us, and his legacy will continue through his children. Andy would smile if he were here with us today. He would have some funny story to tell to make everyone comfortable, and we would for a moment forget our sadness. I will miss my friend dearly, but I am so grateful for having known him.
Wow, I didn't know you were that close to him. You must be really hitting home with you there, Truth. It's okay. It's okay. Eric, would you like to say a few words on Andy Leavine's part?
I would. I mean, it's tough for me, but my favorite memory of Andy, I'll never forget the Monday Night Raw after you won Tough Enough. And you took a stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you totally no-sold it because you got right back out of the ring. I mean, if people would have just tapped into what a badass you were, I mean, not even the stunner could put you down. Not even, Vince McMahon couldn't keep you down. And I just wish we could have gotten a one more "You Screwed Martin" chant one more time on Raw before they let you go and let you move on. Because deep down in our heart and soul, Andy, you and I both know Martin Casas truly won Tough Enough. And in closing, Andy, I'll miss you, man. And it's just sad that in the WWE, Silent Rage has been silenced forever.
Have some respect. This is not a funny moment. This is serious.
I always, I try to mask my pain by laughing, so don't pay any attention. I'm very shaken up by this moment right now. In fact, we're so shaken up. We made a package for Andy Leavine. So if the crazy man would please play what we have done up with for Andy, please go ahead and play that.
Let me just wipe my tears away.
Okay, I know everybody's really shaken up by this, so please.
This is where I grew up. This is my old house. This is where Silent Rage was born. This is where Silent Rage was created. Well, this right here is my house. Right across the street used to be a meth lab. This is a rough neighborhood. People walking up and down the streets all hours of the night. And they're all coked out or methed out, drunk. You don't remember me? I really don't, man. I'm sorry. I have no idea who that was. He saw the camera, so he probably... Check your car. Growing up in this neighborhood, I just learned to kind of be content with myself, be quiet and be humble. And that's where I get my faith from. That's where I get my confidence from, knowing that no one out there is going to outwork me, because that's the only thing I can control.
And there was once or twice that I ever saw him get real mad, like I guess what you would call this rage would burst from him. We were at some tournament, and Andy was getting pushed out of bounds, and this kid was just pushing him out of bounds, pushing him out of bounds. They come back in, and Andy's eyes are all welled up, and he just got in there, snaps the kid down, and pins him.
And he was always looking for something great. He's not satisfied just being a bum.
I did what I had to do. I worked hard. I went to college. I come back here every so often. I want to remind myself what it's like to grow up here. Looking back on it now, I'd never take that away. I've had to work, I've had to scratch, I've had to claw everything I've got in this life, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
Very touching, very, very, very heartfelt. I mean, did you see that just raw emotion that Andy had when he had no idea who that person was?
Exactly.
He was such a caring person. It's just so touching. I don't know if wrestling will ever be the same without him. We got to see so much of him around here. Of course we get FCW every week. So it's just going to be really tough to deal with the passing of his career. I don't know what we'll do.
It's going to be tough.
It's okay, Truth. It's okay. We'll somehow we'll cope.
It's tough.
And it's going to be tough. I just
remember when the future.
I just remember that when he was Silent Rage, and then wellness policy thing came about, and he had to change his name from Silent Rage to Roid Rage. It was just
Exactly. I mean, and if only his dealer would have known not to show up on his front door while WWE was taping, I think our good friend Silent Rage might still be with us. And I mean, I can't believe that the WWE now expects me to put my heart and soul that I had for Andy behind such great talents like Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. I mean, Antonio Cesaro. How are you going to call those guys up? I mean, really? Really? Antonio Cesaro and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, you're going to push those guys, but not give my boy Silent Rage anything? Nothing? I mean, when he would stick out his chest and give that mad face, you know, I was right there with him. I felt the constipation in my stomach just like he did. I mean, WWE, you dropped the ball with this one. I can't even put into words. You dropped the ball.
This will be tough to get over, but we must move on. And you never know. He could resurrect just like Jesus Christ and go to TNA. Never know. So we just want to end with this. Andy, you will be sorely missed by crackheads everywhere. And our heart goes out to your family. This has been the Full Nelson here on GoMileHigh.com.
See ya.